Hey, this is Craig with daddybydefault.com, and in this tutorial I am going to show you how to segment your Google Analytics profile. This will allow you to get a little bit more granular data when it comes to your traffic sources and your referral sites to your website. So we'll get started right now and jump right in. Obviously, for this tutorial, you're going to need a Google Analytics account. This is something you can get for free through Google. And when you do and you set it up for your website, you will be taken to your Google Analytics dashboard, which looks like this. And you can see here, this is for my site, daddybydefault.com. On the right side, you'll see that I am looking at my website traffic for the month of August 2011. And I'm looking at my dashboard here. You see I have this selected in the daily view, which shows me the daily traffic over the course of the month of August. And then down below, this is what we want to look into a little bit more detail, are the traffic sources overview. And we'll talk about these, which are also listed in the text of this post as well. There are three basic types of referral traffic. You have your search engines, your referring sites, and your direct traffic. Your search engines, which if you see here make up about 43% of my website traffic, is when somebody types a search term into a search engine like Google or Bing or Yahoo. They'll type in any kind of keyword. That keyword will come up with a list of pages. They click on one of those pages and it takes them to my site. That is search engine traffic, also known as organic traffic. Referring sites are non-search sites that will refer traffic to you via a link on their page. You get a link on someone's page. If they put a link to your site, say in a post or in a sidebar, in an archive, a menu, anywhere on their website really, or you do a guest post and you include a link back to your site, or maybe if you're in a forum and you use a signature and that has your link on it, and people click on that and go to your site. And then there's direct traffic, which is somebody actually inputting your domain name into that address bar directly. So in this case, they would be opening up Safari or Internet Explorer or Chrome, and they would be typing in daddybydefault.com. That's direct traffic, no searching involved. They know exactly where they're going. So to get a better view of the traffic sources that are pushing traffic to my site, we can either click on this report down here, View Report, or up in the menu bar, we can click on Traffic Sources. So we'll do that. They take you to the same place. You'll notice Traffic Sources Overview. We're still talking about the same date, and it's sorted by day over the course of the month. This, again, breaks down your types of searches and referral clicks coming in. We have direct traffic, referring sites, search engines. We could also click on other to see what that's bringing in because it is not insignificant, but we're going to focus on these. Down below, you will see a list, and these are the top 5 traffic sources. And we can click down here below on View Full Report, and this is going to give us a list of all the traffic coming in. So all my traffic this month, or last month I should say, came from 83 sources. Now this list is only going to give us usually it lists about 10 or 15, and then you have to go down to the bottom and click on Filter Show More Rows, but we have it already selected on Show 100 Rows. So this is going to show us all the traffic sources for my website, and you could see them in order by the number of visits. So what we want to do is, and what I do is, I spend a little bit of time on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. And you can see they're in different spots here. Facebook is number 4. You won't see things like Twitter until number 15, and even further down you'll see things like Google Plus, a number 20. So I don't like having to pick those out in this list. What I like to do is to have them listed next to each other and to see how much traffic came to my site just from social media platforms. So rather than have to go through this list and kind of pick them out to see which ones are coming from where, one of them might be listed number 5, one of them might be listed number 10. I want them to be listed all in one spot, all in a row, to see the combined effect of my social media efforts. And we can do that by segmenting Google Analytics. What we want to do to create this segment so that you can see this is We're going to create it, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Down here in the My Customizations panel, you're going to click on Advanced Segments. And you'll see I already have them created for a few different segments, but we're going to create a new one, and this is what you would be doing, because if you're coming in here from scratch, this will be blank. And it's asking for a dimension or a metric, and we want traffic sources, but we want something very particular. We want a source, and this is the source of the referral. This is going to be the actual path, the website that this comes from. So we're going to click and drag source up here. And again, just to show you how I did that, you've got all of your different types of dimensions on the menu bar here. In the list view, you're just typing source, and you're able to drag that over to the area which says here dimension or metric. And that's what we put there. And we want this to match exactly. We don't want to use some of these other conditional statements. We want to know exactly if our traffic is coming from Facebook.com. And that's one. Now we have a segment right there. So if we were to hit test segment, we would be able to see how many. Let's create this segment. Let's call this, you're going to call this social media segment. I've already got one called that, so I'm just going to title mine social media for now, and I'm going to hit create segment. So here's my social media segment. And once you hit create, it's going to save it and jump you back out to the manage segment. So you'll just go back in and hit edit. And you could hit test segment, and you'll see mine says 63 visits from Facebook.com. Now we want to continue. We want to add other social media sites that we spend some time on. So we're going to come here and click add an or statement. And again, we're going to we're going to use source, drag that into the dimension or metric. And now let's add m.facebook, because that is Facebook's mobile platform, like for use in the Google or Android phones. So we'll add that. And then we'll add another one. We'll just drag this source right here. And we're going to use twitter.com here. We'll add another or statement. And we'll do t.co. That's Twitter's mobile. We'll add another one. And this is plus.google.com. Now it's important that you put the plus dot. That's their social networking site. You don't want to leave this just google.com, because that will include all the search traffic. So we have Facebook, Facebook Mobile, Twitter, Twitter shortening, and also Google+. And what we'll do is we will save that segment again. And again, you could hit test segment as well. We'll save it just to make sure it's saved. We'll go back in, and then we'll hit test. And you should see numbers for these. And you can see here that we have a total of 95 visits. So what we'll do is, this segment is saved. We will now click on this, and this will bring us to our traffic with just this segment. Basically, this shows us our traffic with the social media segment. Up here you can see a total of 200 page views, and from my content overview, it looks like these are the sites that people are looking at the most from social media. Now, this can completely change your analytics, because the people who are using social media may be looking at different types of posts than just your general Google search traffic. So you can tailor and your content to just the people out there in social media. So you could see here again, we'll click on View Report, and we'll look at this. And within my social media sites, again, we'll click here, View Full Report. Within my social media sites, Facebook is far and above the other places. I spend a little bit of time on Twitter. So you can see here 10 plus 10, that's 20 visits. Facebook sent me 63. And I spend very little time on Facebook, but it sent me much more visits. So I might want to spend a little bit more time advertising my site or networking on Facebook. That might send me even more visits. And then you can see down here, Google Plus sends me the least amount of visits, and that's because I spend the least amount of time networking on Google Plus. So this is a way to tell just the social media sites that are from here. And this is listed in a nice, easy to read panel through your social media segment. Now, if you wanted to compare your social media to, say, all of your visits, you would come to this panel in the corner, click all visits, and we're looking at social media. We could leave that selected and click apply. This is going to show us over the course of the month all of our visits in blue versus our social media segment. So you could see the social media, if I click on any given day, for instance, August 16th, all my visits sent 112, and of those, social media were 3 visits. So you could see for my site, social media is not a huge contributor to my visits. Again, it may be different for yours. And this will list in a nice, easy to read panel the comparison of those two. Now, you can create a segment, a social media segment, for nearly anything. For example, we'll come back to the advanced segments and we'll take a look. Again, I have a social bookmarking sites. So let's say, for instance, you're using a lot of sites, and let's create a new one here. You're creating a lot of things on Digg or Hub Pages. So what you would want to do is, let's create one that is called social bookmarking. So let's just come down here, social bookmarking. Let's create the segment. It's asking us for an expression, so let's put that in first. So our source matches exactly digg.com. And then let's add another one. Add an or statement. Let's do reddit.com. And maybe you also do some type of Squidoo pages. So let's put in squidoo.com. And let's create this segment called social bookmarking. Just plain old social bookmarking. Let's come in and test it. You'll see out of these, really, I only use Reddit, and it sent me 17 visits. And let's add one more in here. Let's add Hub Pages. I use that every now and then. I'll go ahead and test that. You'll see that sent me a couple segments, a couple visits. So I'll save that. So now, if you looked at this, you could see social bookmarking sent me a total of 23 visits. Now, you can look at this and have all your social bookmarking sites in one place, which you'll see here. Reddit and Hub Pages are really the only 2 sites that sent me traffic from the bookmarking sites. But this is a lot easier to see in one easy place than looking through all of your visits and trying to get a sense of all your traffic sources, which there are, again, 83 sources. So if I wanted to figure out how many sources came in or how many visits came in just from social media, I'd have to pick through each one of these. So going through and doing your advanced segmentation gives you a little bit better understanding of the places that are referring you traffic and whether or not you're spending time wisely. If you have any other questions, you can check the text in this post. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Go in there and try to create your own segmentation and see how it reflects your data differently and see if it gives you a little bit more granular data and the ability to test whether you're spending your time wisely or not with the way you're out there advertising and marketing your site. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your segmenting Google Analytics. This was Craig Grella with daddybydefault.com.